And Tyreek Hill at some point will be facing the Jets in their regular uniforms twice. He's unlikely to be suspended anytime soon, and I'd say he's unlikely to be suspended at all. There was that strange event that happened on Father's Day at a marina in South Florida. He allegedly struck a man in the neck, a 57-year-old man, and there was some altercation about whether people were where they were supposed to be. He allegedly offered the guy $200 at the time to basically let it all go. Now, a broader and presumably more expensive settlement has been reached. It was announced yesterday that Tyreek Hill and the individual involved have resolved their differences. I assume that this means there will be a commitment by the individual to not cooperate with the NFL. The NFL has no subpoena power over anyone. And that's one of the big flaws in the personal conduct policy. It's only as good as the victim, the alleged victim, is willing to cooperate with the process. With Ezekiel Elliott 6 years ago, the person who was accusing him of domestic violence did 6 or 7 interviews with the NFL. She had no qualms about doing it, and she had every right to do it. But the flip side is you also have every right to say, no, I'm not going to do it. And one of the clauses that you can negotiate into a civil settlement is an agreement that you will not talk to anybody about anything that happened unless you are duly subpoenaed by a court of law to do it. And in this case, the NFL has no power to force this person to do anything. So I've asked the NFL for comment a couple of times on this. This is one of those where I have to keep asking and asking and asking, and I think I'm going to forget about it, and eventually they'll tell me no comment or something like that. I've asked twice now. I guess I'll have to ask 3 or 4 times. But there's really nothing they can do with this unless that individual is going to talk, and I assume he's not going to talk. The only difference here, though, is they do have surveillance video. So they could, because it's on video, if the video's clear enough, they could do something without that individual's cooperation. But either way, that's the next question. Will the league do anything? And so far, they haven't said one way or the other.
Yeah, no, you're right. Or somebody gets a hold of that video and drops it and puts it out on social media or something like that. I guess that could be a thing too, right, Mike? But, yeah, I mean, overall, I don't know how this incident went down. It's unfortunate, obviously. But the Dolphins at least can rest a little easy here, just in knowing, it doesn't seem like anything major is going to happen. I don't expect it, like you said, either. But, man, yeah, they need Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's the straw that stirs the drink for the Miami Dolphins. His skills and ability are what opens up how they play and how they formulated that offense there under Mike McDaniel and made Tua look so good last year. They don't have him, it'll be a different look. So they need him, and, hopefully for their sake, this is resolved and they can look past it.
This whole thing happened while we were on hiatus. The one important point to remember, if there would be any discipline to be imposed on Tyreek Hill, his history from Oklahoma State when he pleaded guilty to punching and choking his then pregnant girlfriend, let's call it what it was. It's exactly what it is. The NFL had no ability to discipline him for that because it happened before he was in the league, although it's one of the reasons he slipped around 5 of the draft. But that history under the personal conduct policy becomes a factor that potentially results in a greater punishment if he would ever get in trouble for something that happens during his career. So that element hangs over this. And one of the great complaints I have about the personal conduct policy, at the end of the day, it gives a license to the NFL to do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it. If they want to go after somebody, they can go after them. If they don't, they look the other way. And with Tyreek Hill, who knows, maybe they finally realized, hey, it's not in our interest to take great players off the field. Injuries do enough of that. Let's not go out of our way to take great players off the field. Let's just discipline the guys who aren't very good. So Tyreek Hill means a lot to the Dolphins. The Dolphins issue mean a lot to the NFL. We're just going to look the other way on this one. I hate to say that, but given the amount of discretion, the play in the joints in the personal conduct policy, it allows the NFL to pick and choose who they're going to be aggressive with, Chris. And I don't think it would surprise us to learn that that's a factor in how aggressive they're going to be with some of these players.
Yeah, no, exactly right. You're right. There's a lot of things that go into play there. Public perception, how much people are on this subject, whatever else. This does not seem to be a hot button topic or anything like that as far as Tyreek Hill is concerned. So, it's as we always talk about, it's kind of a moving target when it comes to this kind of stuff, and we're always a little bit, trying to figure out how the NFL is going to handle it, but I don't think anything major is happening here.
And remember, if they would do anything, it goes through the process we learned about last year. The NFL proposes a penalty to Judge Sue L. Robinson. She makes the decision. The NFL has the power to resolve any appeal, but there are certain things that can't be changed on appeal. And it looks like we won't have to relearn that whole process as it relates to Tyreek Hill for now. We'll wait to see if the NFL actually, responds to my multiple inquiries about what this means, because it's tangible now. It's real. You don't settle nothing. You don't reach a settlement just because you feel like it. There's an issue out there that needed to be resolved that was on the radar screen for Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins to a lesser extent, but it's important to them as well. It's now resolved. What comes next? We'll post something at PFT if and when we get a response from the National Football League. All right. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.